everybody. It's Haley and Angie. Angie's filming. And we're back. It's been a while. We haven't been filming much, been a little busy. We took a little mini staycation over in Las Vegas. And we saw Katy Perry at her Las Vegas residency, the first leg of her residency. And it was absolutely fabulous. It was better than I thought it could be. There was a lot of people there. I was very nervous to go and travel and be in an airplane and an airport and stay in a hotel and be in a crowded theater for a concert, but we did it. We made it. And it was better than I thought it was gonna be. I'm ready to go back. Not really, but yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, other than that, we've just been laying low. Had a few appointments and just haven't been vlogging much. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn it over to Ange and ask her some questions about the trip. Hi, Lovey.
Hi, what's up?
What's up with you?
Not too much.
So did you have fun in Vegas?
I did have fun in Vegas.
Did you like Katy's concert?
I loved it. It was, if you don't like Katy Perry, even if you don't like Katy Perry, you'll love her show because it's just, there's no words to describe it. She puts on a good show. And this is our second concert of hers that we went to. And it's just, wow. She really captures your attention. And she has a way of connecting with the audience that's just powerful.
She does.
So it was awesome. It was magical. And I was telling Haley, I wish that, you know, they would have that tour on like a video. I know you can find it on YouTube, but I'm talking about like one of those professional videos, concert videos.
Show them your t-shirt.
It's actually the one that Haley wanted, but they did not have her size. So I don't know if they can see it all the way. The sun's in my eyes. So, yep. There's Haley's Catherine.
Yes.
Katy Perry.
So I bought 3 t-shirts. Angie bought 1. Mine were very expensive. Concert merch is very expensive.
These are the t-shirts Haley got at the concert. These are the smallest sizes they had. Dear Katy, you should make t-shirts in my wife's size for your littlest, biggest fan. But these are pretty cool. See the mushroom hat? Yeah. Then this one, if you go like this, it turns into that. Hot and cold. Sing it, babe. Because you're hot.
Yes, and you know you.
And you're cold.
You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. You're black when it's white. You're wrong when it's right. We fight, we break up. We kiss, we make up.
And this is on the back of the one with Katy Perry on there. Resort World Las Vegas. Oh yeah.
But, you know, this was my one shot to go, and, you know, it was either now or never. to get it. So
however expensive you think concert merch is, double it or triple it.
yeah. So I saved for it, and you know, I treated myself. So yeah. And getting to Vegas was pretty easy. We had good airlines and good flights and good stewardess and airport people. But getting home, what was a different airline, was very stressful. Now, none of our flights were delayed or missed or anything, but it was just a lot of stress. And I'll let Angie explain more about that.
The differences between the two airlines, the one getting there and getting back, is like night and day. The first one was very accommodating. Like, they waited for us, they assisted us to and from the gate. You know, they're like, no problem, take your time, we want you to be safe. And coming back, United Airlines, they're like complete opposite. Like, so when we got there 2 hours early, and we usually pre-board. So we were 2 hours ahead of pre-boarding, and we do that on purpose because it takes us a bit of time. So, but when we got there, they stopped us at the check-in and said, we don't think we're going to get your chair on the plane. So we stood there for a really long time trying to figure it out. You know, they said maybe they'll have to book us on a different flight, different airline, one that's going to do a different plane. So we waited there for at least an hour or more. And they finally said, oh, you're fine, we can get you on this flight, it'll fit, no worries. So but by that time, we're a little late, and it took us even longer to get through security because they had to fully inspect her chair and as if she's carrying anything. And that took a while. And then the person that came with us through security, it was really, really stupid stuff, but yeah. And so we were very late getting to the gate. Everyone had already boarded when we got there. And so we were all just done, stressed, fried. And the stewardess people were like rushing us and just not very accommodating, and kind of made us feel bad, especially on the second leg of the flight. There were 2 legs.
The second flight coming home, there's 2 legs. So the second leg, the stewardess proceeded to question my friend that traveled with us, questioned my car seat, saying that she doesn't think it's airplane approved and all these different things. And she was not having it at that point. She wasn't gonna not let us go. Like, she wasn't gonna listen to the stewardess say, you can't sit in that chair. It's the only seat I can sit in the airplane. And so,
Otherwise, you can't sit on the airplane
yeah.
at all.
So then we put it in my designated spot, my designated seat number, and my friend was like looking at it, and she's like, no, there's no way her feet are gonna have enough room in front of her, especially if the person in front of me was gonna sit their chair back, you know, recline their seat back. My feet would have been squished, crushed, broken. And she knew that looking at it, and so she told the stewardess, you know, she can't sit there. If the person leans back, her feet will get crushed and broken. She has brittle bone disease. This seat's not gonna work for her. She needs to sit in a different area. She's like, well, we can't tell the people that they can't tilt their chairs back because they paid good money for these seats, and they cost extra $65
for their front seats.
For their seats. So I can ask them if they won't lean back, but I don't know if I can promise that they won't. And my friend's like, well, she can't sit there then, because if they do, her legs will be broken. Like, she was ready to go to bat for me with this lady. Like, it was stressful. Finally, they found a seat for me to sit in, and yeah.
While our friend was dealing with that, I was, back at, waiting with Haley on the ramp thingy. And, they seemed irritated. I don't know. It was weird. So we were waiting around, and finally our friend came out and said, okay, we're ready. So I went in and helped her get Haley into the car seat, and then the flight attendant goes to me and she says, are you going to help them with the chair? We need to load up the plane and get going, or something like that. Like, it was really like mean and kind of rushed. I'm like, no, I'm assisting right now. Just give us like 3 seconds. She's almost buckled into her seat. But I ended up going out there and helping them with the chair anyway, because I felt pressured, and I'm too nice, so I just went and did it. So it just wasn't very hospitable. Or, I get that people had a flight to, timelines and schedules and everything, but it wasn't our fault. We were there plenty early. It was the airline that held us up in the first place, and security. So, and then on the first leg of the flight,
Coming home.
Las Vegas, huge airport. And so once our friend finally got through security, she had to run with this heavy car seat. I went with Haley to the gate, so they didn't take off without us, because that's when we were like super late, because they held us up. So I was at the gate with Haley, and once our friend finally got past security, she had to run through the entire length of the airport with the car seat, take a tram, and she was just booking it. And they wouldn't let us have a cart. There's no carts there at that airport. They wouldn't loan us one of their, wheelchairs to carry any of our stuff on. And so we just had to carry it while we're late. I don't know if that's somebody back there. Anyway.
That's creepy.
So by the time our friend got to the gate, she was just totally out of breath. Completely. It was just ridiculous. I mean, she couldn't breathe, and she was kind of a little panicky.
Like a panic attack.
Rightfully so. I mean, it was just nuts, the whole thing. So,
Not united.
And then while she was on her way to the gate from the security, I told the people at the front, I said, I'm going to go meet her so I can help her carry that car seat. It's really heavy. They said, no, you stay right here. We need you to stay here because we don't want you to get lost too.
Get lost.
And I get that. I totally get where she was coming from, because they're trying to get us on the flight and make everything go smoothly. I get it. But, like, the airline, nobody offered any assistance of any kind. We weren't allowed, there was no carts. We couldn't get a, wheelchair. Like, we were on our own. And we knew it would be difficult getting through the airport. That's why we were 2 hours ahead in the first place. So, yeah.
It was a shit show.
Long story short, Delta was amazing on the way there, but United Airlines was not good at all. So.
But the trip itself in Vegas was incredible. We hadn't traveled since before the pandemic, so it was definitely needed. And I was in Katy heaven, and she looked amazing, better than ever in my opinion. And I saw one of my best friends, Alicia Boobs. Hi, Boobs.
She's so fun. I like her a lot. That was fun going to the concert with her.
Yes. And it was just the best time. I'm so glad we went. And can't wait for the pandemic to be over.
And we did not get COVID, thank God, but unfortunately our friend did.
Both my friends did.
Yeah, they both did. Thank God. There's a helicopter right there. I have got my new Apple Watch.
She loves it.
Hashtag close your rings.
Yes.
And it's really good. The workout close your rings program on there is a really good incentive to keep me moving. It counts how much you're moving, how much you're standing, and how much you're exercising. And you have to get to a certain point before you close your rings. And then once you do that, you feel so accomplished in the day. And I love it. It's helping me get a lot more exercise. So that's been good.
And yeah, we just haven't been vlogging lately, you know. I know I always say this. If we don't go anywhere, it's just the same thing. We're home. And then that gets boring after a while. So that's why we don't vlog as much, because we're not really doing anything different.
Unless we find a recipe to make.
Yeah. So that's why. That's why we haven't been vlogging as much. You know, one of my favorite YouTubers was saying the same thing. Colleen Ballinger. She said, you know, I don't feel like I'm so boring because I don't go anywhere. I'm taking care of my babies and I'm, you know, doing the same thing. And, you know, during the pandemic, people aren't out as often exploring or going out for coffee or the things we used to film. We just haven't been doing that stuff. Because we're still living like we're in a pandemic. I know maybe not everybody is, but we are. So
we're super over it.
Yeah, I'm over it already.
But I'm just grateful we got to go see Katy.
I am too.
And we got there safely and back, and we enjoyed it, and neither of us got sick. I feel awful that our friend got sick.
Yeah.
Our friends got sick. Just awful. But yeah, it was good. So I went to the bookstore the other day, and it's been a long time since I've really been out doing something by myself, you know, something that I enjoy. And, well, mostly because of COVID that I haven't done it, but I just felt like going out and doing something I like, so I went to this really cool bookstore locally here, used bookstore. So I went to this really cool used bookstore here in town. It just had a really great vibe. I had a good time there. But anyways, what was really exciting was I found Xena comics. And these are super hard to come by. Like, you don't see them in bookstores anywhere, like, ever. Like, when I had my copies of the comics, Xena comics, before they got burned in the fire, I found them in the late 90s at this store. It was like a Hollywood store in Seattle, and I bought a couple pictures of Xena and a couple comics, but I lost them in the fire, as I said, and they're so hard to find. Of course, you can look on eBay, but if you go into a store to find them, a comic book store or a bookstore, you're not gonna find them. But I walked into the store. I was like, oh, cool, they have comics. They have everything. Records, books, comics. And I was like, yeah, right, if I'm gonna find Xena. But I sauntered over there anyway, and what's one of the first row of comics that I see? But Xena. And I didn't find one, not just two, not just three, not just 4, but there were 10 different issues of the Xena comics, of the Tops and of the Dark Horse comics. I was blown away. Now, the prices are like, you know, $4 or $5, sometimes $6. So I couldn't buy all of them, even though I wanted to, but I grabbed a few, and maybe I'll collect more later on, but man, was I stoked. So that brightened my day, and I definitely go back to that. You don't find really good used bookstores anymore, It definitely brought me back to the 90s. It had a great vibe. Totally a place I would go hang out at. I also found this book. I heard it's pretty good. Can't wait to dive into that. And then this one. I love books. So yeah, that was a fun day. Going to the used bookstore. It's, like I said, it's been a while since I've taken myself out to go do anything during these COVID times. I did wear my mask, and it was fun. So, that's it. Yay, Xena! This is the sweatshirt I got at the concert. Isn't it nice? It's so nice. It's like the softest, thinnest material ever. I love it. It says Play, the name of her
Residency.
It says Play, the name of her residency. Don't get the part where I show my hand in front. It says Katy Perry on the sleeves. Yeah.
Okay. Sun's on the rise, but we just wanted to say peace and love.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.